Good evening, everyone. So I thought I would do a quick live tonight. I know everybody is going to be getting ready for the long weekend with Easter coming up, but I felt the urge to come online just to kind of share some experiences with you regarding mindset. So as it says in the description, the question that I have posed is whether the roadmap out of lockdown is actually helping you adjust your mindset. And this is something that I've particularly been reflecting over the last couple of days or so, because I'm generally somebody who is very comfortable in my own skin. I'm generally somebody who is more than happy on my own. I'm an only child, so I'm used to being on my own. But I would say that during the course of the various lockdowns, there's been a period of adjustment, I would say, particularly as people know from my personal situation, that I came out of a long-term relationship, and I was used to having somebody there. So to then going back to having nobody there. And you may well say, well, what, Sarah, has this got to do with business? Well, it's got a lot to do with business, because one of the key things from my perspective is when you are a business owner and an entrepreneur, it's all about mindset. Mindset is 80% of what will make you successful, and 20% is what is down to hard work. And for me, that's a fundamental quote. So just talking generally in terms of mindset and the roadmap, I think how you feel on a personal level in relation to your mindset has a massive impact in relation to the impact it will have then in your business. If you're struggling at home, for example, or even in a situation where you are used to going to work every single day, you are used to being in an office environment, for example, or a shop, whereas obviously for the last lockdown, we've not been able to, you've not been able to run businesses that are in shops, that are in offices. You've effectively been working from home. So as a mindset adjustment, that is a huge change. Now we've got coming in on the 12th of April, providing everything goes to plan, shops will be able to open again, salons will be able to open again. And it's, again, we've got to shift our mindset. We've had to adjust to being at home. Now we've got to adjust again in relation to going back to work. And I guess I'm just intrigued to know, and feel free to put any comments, but I'd be really interested to know how people are feeling in terms of the roadmap. Are you pleased to be coming out gradually out of lockdown, or are you in a situation where you are nervous about it and perhaps apprehensive? And for me, I think I will be glad to going back to an environment where I can socialize again. I'm a sociable person. I can't wait to get out networking face to face with people. I can't wait to be able to see my friends, other than just in a situation where you're walking, for example. I can't wait to see the rest of my family. I'm sure that, like most of you, but also I can't wait to actually be able to do business again on a face-to-face. Yes, I think the digital world has obviously changed things significantly. And I think the fact that I think a lot of business is going to be done through Zoom, a lot of more people are going to potentially be working from home. And I think businesses are going to potentially change the way that they work, perhaps even having less office space and more people working from home. There is definitely, I would say, over the forthcoming months, there's going to be a huge change in terms of how businesses are going to run. And I wanted to kind of share these thoughts with you, just because, in all honesty, I have times where I struggle with my mindset on a personal level and on a professional level. And I think we have all, there's a particular saying, and you have to apologise if I don't get this 100% right, but they say that you're not necessarily all in the same boat, but you're in the same storm. And I think everybody has experienced over the last 12 months or so a real having to shift your mindset, having to cope with the changes that have happened. And like I said, whether it's on a personal basis, your mindset has changed, or on a professional, or even both, you've still had to ultimately make those changes. And I think some people have perhaps adjusted easier than others. I think some people have really struggled. I've shared many a time on lives in terms of my personal struggles over the last 12 months, which have, I've effectively had to rebuild my life completely from scratch. I've had to completely rebuild myself from scratch. And I get frustrated with myself when I have those days like I have done perhaps today, where I have genuinely got angry with myself because I am allowing myself to feel negative feelings, let things get to me that I've been absolutely fine with, and I have been, I have been dealing with. And I think it's a bit of a shout out, I guess, to everybody, is keep going, don't give up. In terms of, there is, I believe, light at the end of the tunnel. I do think that we are going to be in a period of adjustment for a long time to come. I think, like the flu, personally, I believe that COVID's going to be around for many years to come. And what we had experienced as life in pre-March 2020, we are not going to be in that same, we're not going to be experiencing that same way of life for, in my view, for a very long time to come. So we are still going to be constantly adjusting. I think, that there could potentially be another wave in, autumn time when the weather changes. And we, as individuals, as business owners, we all have to continue to adjust. Which I think leads nicely into part of the reason why I started SLJ Consultancy. And one of the things I have been really sitting and thinking about recently is, what do I actually want to help business owners and entrepreneurs with? And one of the key things is in relation to mindset. Because as I said earlier, 80% of success is in relation to mindset. And that's something where I feel very passionate about, because I have been through those challenges. I want to help others, both on a professional level and on a personal level, so that they don't have the feelings that I have had, so they don't fall into the pitfalls that I have experienced in business, in particular when I'm talking in the context of SLJ Consultancy. So that's where, for me, mindset is just at the forefront of my mind. I think we have to sometimes simply accept the fact that we have good and bad days, and that as much as that is sometimes tough to accept, that we can't always be in a strong, positive, happy mindset all of the time. I think that there are days where certain things affect you more than others. I know, for example, even just simply being a woman, the hormones, of course, always trigger, feelings of heightened emotions. And I genuinely believe that I think guys go through, not necessarily a hormonal thing, but I think they go through moments where they also feel the overwhelm, the heightened emotions. And I think as a business owner and entrepreneur, at this moment in time, I don't think there are many business owners that don't feel that heightened emotion, because they don't know the way ahead. They don't know how business is going to be. They don't know how the economy is. And generally, obviously, you can't predict on a normal basis, but it's even more tricky because we just don't know what lies ahead. So in all honesty, I wanted to just share some perspectives. As I said, mindset for me is a fundamental part of SLJ consultancy. It's a fundamental part in terms of my belief system. So if you are potentially interested in any more hints and tips, I will be putting out more and more content. I will be putting out more videos on YouTube, on Facebook, and also on Instagram. So I would say that please do follow SLJ Consultancy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for any helpful hints and tips. There is going to be more and more content. I will be making some big announcements coming up in the future in terms of some of the things that we are doing. Just as a quick kind of shout out in terms of one of the things that hopefully some of you guys may have seen is that the website has been launched. So I would say to you guys, please check out our new website. One, for feedback, welcome any feedback, but also in terms of if there is anything on there that you're interested to talk about further, then please do contact us, and I would love to have a conversation with you. We will be sending out monthly newsletters, so if you want to be part of our mailing list, please again also join our mailing list. Like I said, the main purpose of today's video isn't just a bit of a plug about the website. It's more about just sharing some thoughts in respect of mindset and how we go forward. And in all honesty, I think I'm going to say this to everybody: just keep going, enjoy the time. Hopefully there'll be some sunshine over the weekend. Enjoy spending time with your family in the gardens, and just make the most of every opportunity, and don't kick yourself too hard when you are feeling down or frustrated. Just allow yourself to feel, but don't dwell. In my kind of thought process, I know I've been kicking myself quite hard over the last couple of days because I know that I've had that shift in terms of my mindset, but I also know I will be making a shift back, and that it is just a day, and there's always something to be grateful for in every single day, and to make sure that you start the following day with a positive mind, being grateful, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So thanks for listening. I hope you found what I've shared beneficial. Please do share the videos out to your friends and family. You never know who else might benefit from what I'm sharing, or even in terms of they may well benefit in relation to my services. Like I said, it's not an intention to be a plug, but do check out the website. Like I said, be interested on feedback. So thanks for listening. I hope you found it interesting, and I wish everybody a happy Easter, and I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Thanks for listening.